Good day, everyone, especially to our dear panelists. I am Aliyah Amugis, and together with me are Cindy Claire Obrero, Cyril Kate Lanoza, Steven Selgas, Carl Roger Jem Kadirao, and Vidal Clark Kabahar. We are to present our research with the title Frequently Used Social Media Apps Among the Grade 12 STEM Students of Central Mindanao University and its effect to the daily and academic performances.
This research paper studies the relationship between the usage of social media platform and the student's academic and daily performance. The researcher wants to determine what social media apps are most often used by the senior high school student of Central Mindanao University. The researcher would also like to know the positive and negative effect of social media apps on the academic performance of the senior high school students. To gather relevant data, the researcher used two instruments. The first is by using Google Form, which enables the selected grade 12 STEM student of Central Mindanao University to answer in the form of multiple choice. The second one is the online interview by using Google Meet together with the selected grade 12 STEM student of Central Mindanao University. The sampling population that was employed is comprised of 100 respondents using the bar, column, and pie chart. After gathering the data, the researcher found out the hours spent of students on everyday use of social media platforms. They also identified which social media applications were most preferred and the factor that could affect the students' academic and daily life in connection to social media. The researcher concluded that there is a positive and negative effect on their academic performance. The researcher then recommended this study for the future purpose on how social media influence the students' daily and academic performance.
It is generally assumed that social media has more noxious effect to the students. However, this paper suggests that it is more important to know if the same thought also applies to the CMU senior high STEM students. It is hypothesized that social media use would be associated with an increased negative impact rather than the positive impact to the students. This paper first discusses several examples of survey-based research in social media use, then goes on to online meetings to surely evaluate if the effects of social media use to the student. Over the years, technology has evolved continually, and along with that, social media was developed. This research will be focusing on what's the most frequently used social media application among senior high STEM students of Central Mindanao University, and what does it impart to their daily lives. Social media is widely used with people of all ages, since students tend to spend more time on social media other than educational purposes. This tends to cause distraction from the learning environment, affecting their academic progress. As researchers, it is important to know the effects of social media to our fellow students and how can we help them in a way that they can still benefit from using social media.
The objectives of the study. This study was conducted to identify the relationship between the usage of social media platforms and the students' academic and daily performance. Specifically, the study further intends to evaluate what social media applications that are most often used by the senior STEM students of Central Mindanao University, ascertain the screen time utilization of students due to social media, and determine the most common effect of social media to the senior STEM students of Central Mindanao University.
Significance of the study. This study will be undertaken on what's the most frequently used social media apps among the STEM students of Central Mindanao Senior High School and its impact to their academic and daily performance. It may guide us to know what social media apps are used the most and the social media apps that are used the least. Moreover, we will know the impact of social media apps to the senior high school student of Central Mindanao University. Additionally, we will also know the advantages and disadvantages of using social media apps to the senior high school student of Central Mindanao University's academic and daily life.
Scope and limitation of the study. This study is limited only to the senior high students of Central Mindanao University, and the data will be collected through random sampling to 100 students. This study started on March 2022 and will end on May 2022. This study will determine the most used social media app and its impact to the academic and daily performance of the students.
Research design. A quantitative study is conducted in order to meet the thesis objectives. Its basic advantage that it offers a complete description and analysis of a research subject, without limiting the scope of the research and the nature of participants' responses. This research is an explanatory research which aims to explain the causes and consequences of frequently used social media apps among grade 12 senior high STEM students of Central Mindanao University and its impact to their academic and daily performance.
Research instrument. The data collection was obtained by using two instruments. First is through the platform of Google, which is Google Form, in which it enables the selected student of Central Mindanao University to answer in a form of multiple choice. The second is through an online meet, through the platform of Google Meet. We will ask our respondent about their thought on the effects of social media to their academic and daily life.
Participants of this study. The respondents of this study are the selected grade 12 senior high STEM students of Central Mindanao University. A minimum of 100 students will be encouraged to participate in our survey for this research to be effective.
Statistical analysis. From the 8 STEM sections, we have selected 100 participants by simple random sampling. Moreover, we are going to use a bar graph, column, and pie chart to simply identify the results of our survey. Also, descriptive statistics will show and summarize the data that will be concluded.
Documentation. Laptops and mobile phones will be used in gathering the data. All the data will be collected through Google Form surveys and Google Meet interviews. The data and the interviews will be recorded by screenshots.
After the survey had been conducted, the researchers were able to draw out an answer on the frequently used social media platforms that may have affected the students' academic and daily life. Table 1, Figure 1. Hours spent on using social media platforms in a day. The data here contained for the hours spent on everyday use of social media platforms. 38% were having 7 to 10 hours of daily usage. 24% on 4 to 6 hours of daily usage. 22% had 10 hours or more, while 12% uses 1 to 3 hours. 2% of the data responded with having less than an hour of daily usage, while 2% didn't use any social media at all. This resulted in our objective 2 being supported. Figure 2. Most preferred social media platform. On Figure 2 contains the data on the most preferred platforms, and each participant can choose 3 among the provided. All in all, the most preferred one is Facebook with a 78%. Coming in second is TikTok with a 62%. YouTube goes in third place with a 57%. Then comes Instagram with a 53%. Twitter with a 26%, next to Gmail coming close with a 25%. Snapchat with its 8%, while Binance, Mobile Legends, Google Meet, Google Classroom, Messenger, Tumblr, and online games were added with a 1%. This data indicates the most and least used social media applications and platforms, which supports our first objective. Figure 3. Reasons why you use social media. On Figure 3 are the most common reasons why students use social media. 38% was because of boredom. Next to it is socializing, which is at 36%, and 18% was for educational purpose. One person mentioned that he or she goes for educational purpose and of boredom. Some said pictures and music, and for news and entertainment. With this data, our objective tree is supported. Table 2, Figure 4. Students' addictiveness to social network and academic performance. On Figure 4 was all about the addictiveness to social network and academic performance. On addiction to online social networks that may affect the academic life of the participants, 46% strongly agreed that it had affected them greatly. 47 agreed, while 6 people disagreed, and only 1 strongly disagreed out of the 100. In the second question, whether online social network distracted them from their studies, 29 among them, or from the participants, strongly agree to that statement, and 55 of which agreed, while 14 disagreed, and only 2 strongly disagrees. On the last and final question, asked whether were there no improvement on their grades since the engagement of such social media networking sites, 12 amongst the 100 strongly agreed, while 30% only agreed. 41 disagrees and 17 among them strongly disagreed. The data provided are interconnected with the advantages and disadvantages of social media, which supports our third objective.
As technology advances, social media has become the norm. The students of the STEM Senior High School in Central Mindanao University are perceived as addicted in their daily routines. Every day with this technology, it varies depending on the field. The STEM students in Central Mindanao University are affected differently. The use of social media has increased. The students come into contact with this media on a regular basis. It has several advantages, like being a primary use for education, but it also has some disadvantages. False information has the potential to influence schooling. In an organization, the improper advertisement will cause the system to fail. Social media can harm society by reducing productivity. Some pointless blogs can intrude on people's privacy, impact youth who are at risk of becoming violent, inappropriate behavior. The use of social media is advantageous. It could be an instrument for the STEM senior high students of Central Mindanao University who have mental depression to be heard. It is advantageous yet should only be used in moderation to avoid addiction.
Recommendation. This topic lends itself to future research on several levels. First, while this study focuses on the senior high STEM students, college students and younger students like elementaries could have a different experience with social media. Also, future studies could explore into what type of content individuals enjoy in further detail. While the purpose of this study was to determine platform preferences, students may have had distinct tastes in terms of the contents they want to see in that platform. A closer look to what individuals prefer for contents could help researchers have a better understanding on how people react to and how they are affected by social media. The continued growth of social media is unavoidable in today's world. Future research on how social media influences students' daily and academic performance should benefit from these findings. And for the students, social media should only be used in moderation to avoid negative effects.
Thank you for listening to our research paper. And one thing, social media could be a tool or a disturbance. It's your call. Thank you and God bless.